are wondering where we're sitting in this cool area back here, but Ben Nelson,
Yes.
lead pastor at Collectivus Church, tell everybody where we are.
So we are in the back space of Collectivus Church, which is a newly renovated space that we use for multiple events, different purposes, podcasts, videos like this, and small gatherings, parties, things like that.
So we're going to get into the event center more, but let's start with Collectivus because that's where it all started, right? So at Collectivus Church, you guys, kind of your tagline maybe is the modern day expression of the early church.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Most people can't say that.
Thank you.
So that's good.
But tell me a little bit about what that means and like what would people expect here?
Yeah, so a modern day expression of the early church means every now and then things need to be recalibrated, right? And so, the church has been around for 2,000 plus years. And so every now and then we need to ask the question, like, have we gotten off from where we started? And if so, how can we get back? And so everything we do, we take it back to the heart of the early church, but understanding that looks sometimes different in modern context. So it's back to the heart of those things. So for us, it's about mission. So we're here to serve our community. We're here to serve other people. And so we have people in 5 counties, 15 things called missional communities that are just living life together. Lifelong community. It doesn't start and stop with semesters. It's not based around some book study. They might do a book study, but it's based around building a lifelong family that's on mission together. And so we have 15 of those across 5 counties, and then we gather together on Sunday. A lot of times when people think about the early church, they think about how they were in homes together. And so when we started Collectivus, we thought maybe we'll do house churches. But when we looked at the early church, they kept going to temple. And so we say you don't have to tear down the temple to elevate the table. So we're just elevating the table.
I love that. And it talks about in Acts how they were just kind of all together, sharing everything, breaking bread together. And that's what you guys are doing.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Okay, so tell us church times for anybody that's like, hey, that.
So it changes often because just with growth and other great things. So right now it's 9 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. is the service times. We had a 3 p.m. in the fall. We might be introducing another time soon, but those 2 times are as of today.
Well, in addition to this incredible church that you guys are building, you also have turned this into an event center as well.
Correct.
And that's what we really want to focus on because we've been talking about Married on Main Street and how Calera can be a one-stop shop for getting married with your, treats at Creations Galore and more, your floral and plants from Plant. I mean, it goes on and on,
you can
right?
go on and on, yes.
But we want to talk here about what you guys offer as far as events. So talk me through it.
So we didn't ever want a building to start with because I've been in ministry for a long time and I watch a lot of buildings go unused during the week. And so when we actually came to this space, we weren't going to own it. We were going to be sharing this as an event space with someone else. But with just some different logistics and different things, we ended up owning the building. And so we wanted to continue it as an event space. So our church, our leadership team, and those serving know that we use this on Sundays for church, and then any other ministry opportunity we'll use it. But every time it's available, it can be used for an event space. So we can have weddings. We have our main worship space that converts over to a beautiful venue. So this is a building built in 1898. So when you think about it, this isn't the little white chapel, which is cute to get married in. This isn't a modern structure church to get married in, but it's a historic old Chicago style brick, very pretty space. And so we have a big space that holds about 200 people, or a little bit more for the wedding side, which we can flip for a reception as well. But we also just began to lease a building next door to us. So now that can be a reception space, so we don't have to flip it. We have this back room that's used for birthday parties, baby showers. That new space, again, that we just acquired can be used for a lot of birthday parties. We're going to push that to that space. And then we have another space that has smaller rooms for like meetings that can be rented out, or podcasts, or anything like that.
So really kind of something for everyone that you guys are turning this into. So if that large space is just a little too much, and then maybe this space is a little smaller, we're going to have that new space. Is there a timeline for when that's going to be completed?
So by Easter. So 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever.
So really soon.
Yeah, really soon. Like drywall's up, it's all mudded. They're sanding it this weekend. We'll be painting it, and it'll be ready to go. And it's another open space. So we try to keep everything. We try to stay agile. So a lot of our spaces can be transformed into large or big spaces pretty quickly. And so it would be our most medium-sized space. So probably 120-ish people, I would guess, can go in there. It's a big open space, or it can be partitioned off with pipe and drape and different things like that. And so, yeah, and we have different pricing points for all of those things. Like you can rent out the entire space or part of the space, and things like that. Yeah.
So where would somebody find information about that?
Yeah, so for the church, you can go to collectivus.church, like www.collectivus.church. And you can go from there to our events page, or you can just go to www.collectivus.events. And then that'll take you straight to our events page.
And you can kind of get the breakdown of everything, but they could also just call and say, hey, I need to talk through this.
Absolutely. Phone numbers on the website. They can click to learn more. An email would be prompted for them to send in, and we can help them do it. And there's also our price sheet. I think it's up to date. We'll get it up to date. If not, it's on there, and you can just download it too. It'll just show you like the different spaces and the price sheets and stuff like that.
Married on Main Street is also a great resource, just to kind of put it all together in one spot for them too. If that's something you're looking for as far as a wedding goes. But I think the aesthetic here is so cool.
It's fun.
Like you guys have a really good style, and I think that like with Plant and you guys, I mean like coolest wedding ever.
We think we have to go somewhere outside of our city to find spaces like this, but Main Street has a lot of really neat spaces, a lot of amazing vendors, and I'm always impressed. The more and more it grows, I think the better it becomes too.
I agree. Ben, you're always a joy to have on camera with. We have got Collectivus Church Sundays, if that's something that you're interested in. And then if you also need some events going on, you got some space here.
We got space.
It looks awesome. Ben, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.